Hi guys, right, I've already shot this video once today and for some reason the memory card in my camera has failed. So I'm going to reshoot the video. Last time I did an inspection on the hive just to the left here, and I did an inspection on that hive to the right there. So all I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do an inspection again on this one, just to show you how I do it. Plus I need to put a hive strap on instead of using a brick. So I'm not using smoke because these ones are really quiet at the moment, so I don't need it. So I'm going to take this off. I'm using this piece of plastic at the moment because, as you can see, this hive is got a mesh screen on the top. We've had a lot of bad weather recently, so this hive's been struggling, and the hive just to the right here, the left, sorry, has done all right. The queen, when I checked earlier, wasn't in the hive, so she should be on her mating flight. The hive on the right, the queen cell looked as though it hatched, so she should be on her mating flight as well today. This is the first good weather we've had in about 4 weeks. As soon as we hit sort of summertime, we had an amazing spring. I got quite a bit of honey out of the big hive. I had 2 swarms from that hive, and then the bad weather's hit, and I haven't even been able to check properly these 2 hives because of the weather. So what I'm going to do is just take the top off here, make sure the queen's... I've got a bee trying to attack the camera. Make sure the queen's not in here, because she can stick to this lid with it being just there. So a couple of bees in the feeding side of this hive. Actually, there's a few dead bees in the bottom of there, so I think they've got trapped there somehow. So if I lift this frame out, see, the weather's not been good. This has been new brood. They're very quiet, so I don't know whether I'm going to have to feed them or whether they're going to sort of have a population explosion. And I did find the queen easily earlier, so because there's not many bees in here. So when I did the hive, the split, we've actually got eggs in here. So when I did the split on this hive, this is the original queen in here on site of the original hive, which was that one, because she was going to fly no matter what I tried to do. So actually, I'll show you here. We've actually got a bee hatching just at the point there. The bee hatching there. So these are all my workers on this frame. So there's quite a bit of drone brood and normal brood here that's ready to hatch. And there's another couple hatching here at the top. There's larvae in there. They've still got pollen, so they've got food. I'm just concerned whether they're going to survive the winter is the main thing. Alright, and get them strong enough before winter. So in here we got lots of larvae. We got brood hatching. We got larvae. We've got some pollen. Perfect. Now the queen was on this frame earlier. There she is. So I don't know if you can see. There's the queen. So there she is. Real beast of a queen. Local beekeeper who actually gave me this colony in the first place is very jealous of the size of this queen. It was one of his swarm cells. So that's that. These are happy in here. Hopefully soon I get a good population boost out of these, and happy days. And the downside with these little polynutes, they're great, they're cheap, there isn't any bee spaces on them, so when you're putting on your lids and putting your frames in, you've got to be really careful not to kill any bees. So say there's no bee space on them. So there we are. That's that hive. I'm just going to put this brick back on for now, and I'll show you in the hive on your left what's going on in there. So I'll just take the hive strap off for now. Rest that on there. So again, these are quite quiet, and let's see, there we are. So these are quite quiet. My battery's about to die, so hopefully I'll get all this video in. So I'll quickly lift this up. I've got a clear perspex crown board on this one. It's just what came with the hive. Queen excluder is in there, and that's just to stop the queen getting stuck to the crown board. You know, just in case, because sometimes she can do if you haven't got the excluder. So this hasn't been stuck down yet. It was recently put in a couple of days ago. She's not on there, and I haven't as of yet managed to get the end board to slide in there. And when this all happened, I didn't have enough drone brood frames, so there's supers in there, and I've been using supers in the big hive as well, just to keep them occupied until the queen hatched, and then they can start laying when the brood arrives. I've had a problem getting it, believed to be down to coronavirus, but we'll see. There's like a 3-week sort of waiting for it at the moment, so I've been struggling. So these are drawing this out now, so that is nice. Just drawing this out nicely. Today is sort of the first nice day we've had for 3 weeks, so, and it's due to rain in a bit, so we'll see what happens. They've actually drawn this out. This was an empty frame. Yeah, I believe this was an empty frame when I put it in here about 4 weeks ago with a queen cell. So there is a frame with a queen cell I can show you. Just hope my camera doesn't die in the meantime. I say I've filmed this once this morning. Couldn't find a queen in here, but I thought I'd show you the queen in there just so you know what I'm looking for. Right. I can't find a queen in here. Okay. So that's that. This is my first proper year beekeeping. I had that colony over there last year, overwintered it really well, come out of winter, a really strong colony, and then it swarmed twice in the spring with all the nice weather we've had in the spring. So if I show you this and get the bees to shift, there's my tool. So let's see, just here under my hive tool, there we are. That is my empty queen cell, so that's where my queens hatch from. Now generally there's a lot along the bottom of the frames. They weren't as strong as this one. This one was a big queen cell, so I've kept that one. So this one's empty right now. I believe they're just cleaning it out. But I still haven't found my queen. But as I say, we've had bad weather, so she could be out on a mating flight. Let's see where she is. Oh, nearly squished a bee. Is that her? Nope. No sign of a queen in here. Unfortunately, and difficult to tell sometimes. These drones I have in here, there's one there, if I can get it on camera. This drone is massive. There really are quite large drones coming from my original queen. I am going to name my queens to keep track of who's where and what's what. I've just not got round to it yet. Nope. I'm also going to start making my own hives. I've actually recently made this hive stand that all my hives are on, so I've got another one to make as a spare, so I might video the making of my hive stand and stick some measurements on so you can make your own. Let's see. Hopefully I can make some future videos of this. There's no eggs in here. Checked earlier. Whoa, no you don't. Oops. That's frustrated them. So there's no eggs in here. I've checked earlier, there was no eggs earlier. So that's alright. See, there's no queen on this frame. Well, I hope she wasn't. Now these are pretty angry. She could be out on a mating flight. Right. What I'll do is I'll switch the camera off and I'll check make sure she hasn't dropped to the floor. Right.